You only need 3 skills to succeed in consulting, and in this video, I'm going to reveal them. People ask me all the time, what are the skills that you need to succeed in consulting, and how can you prepare to set yourself up for success? Well, in this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 core skills that every consultant needs. And if you have these 3 things in your toolkit, then you'll be set up for a great career. These 3 skills are communication, PowerPoint and Excel, and finding information quickly. And the order isn't coincidental. Let's talk about communication first. Now, it's no coincidence that this is number 1 on the list because it is the most important. As consultants, we're in the business of talking to our clients to help them understand their pain, even when they don't realize it themselves, thinking up a solution and articulating it back to them in such a way that they like it and they want us to implement it. That is consulting in a nutshell. And so if you don't have good communication skills, you'll never find the right pain point, so you'll never get the right solution, and you'll never be a great consultant. And remember that good communication skills isn't just about what comes out of here. Someone recently said to me that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth in that proportion for a reason. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree with them. It's really important that you master the art of good listening. And good listening means active listening. And listening so as to hear truly what they're saying. And not the type of listening where you're already half formulating your response whilst they haven't quite finished what they're actually saying. This isn't an easy skill to master, but try it. Try it when you're talking to your friends, your partner, your family. Focus completely on what the person is telling you. And it's actually a very tiring activity. I challenge you to give it a go. Let me know how you get on in the comments. Having done some good listening, it's then time to formulate your response back. Now, the art here is to be concise, but not abrupt. Now, I'll be honest, it's something that I've struggled with, and I can be either this bit or this bit, and the sweet spot in the middle, it doesn't come particularly naturally to me. So it's often really handy to find yourself a mentor and a coach who can help you in this space. Call out when you're doing well, but also give you some feedback when you're not so that you can iterate it round. Communication is absolutely an art, and it takes a long time to perfect, probably never perfect it to be honest. But it is really, really important because if you don't have good communication skills, you won't be effective in front of a client. And if you're not effective in front of a client, you're basically not a consultant. Next, we have good PowerPoint and Excel skills. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be super cliche. For me, PowerPoint and Excel are actually an extension of your communication skills because PowerPoint is around illustrating your point using visuals and Excel is about validating your point through numbers. And both of these are extensions of the communication point. They're just different mediums of supporting your communication. As consultants, we spend a lot of time with our friends, Mr. PowerPoint and Mrs. Excel. So it's really handy if you can get up to speed quickly with navigating your way around all their functions and knowing then the keyboard shortcuts and just the handy shortcuts that you can use to get the best out of the tools at hand. The quicker you can become efficient in these tools, the more time you can free up for other stuff. Maybe even, I don't know, a work-life balance. And so we come to the last skill, finding information quickly. As consultants, especially when you're starting out, your specialism is your generalism. And especially in the first few years of consulting, it's not possible to be a specialist. You have to be ready to go to any industry in any role at the drop of a hat. And the reality is, a lot of the time you're going to be blagging that you know the information, but secretly you're going to be Googling it in the background. The art here is knowing how to find information quickly. There's the obvious stuff, right? Like Google. This video is not about teaching you how to Google stuff. You can do that already. But don't just turn to Google. It's definitely a useful resource and it's a really quick way to get information, and knowing which sources are good, which aren't, will always be really helpful. But if you are at a big firm where you've got an internal knowledge base thing. In Accenture, we had a thing called the KX, where case studies, use cases, information about different technologies, you could find almost anything on the KX. I think McKinsey has something similar. I mean, all big consulting firms will have something. And even if you're in a boutique firm like I am now, there are ways and means of getting internal knowledge. One of those ways and means will be your network. This is the one everyone forgets. You will always know someone, or know someone who knows someone, or know someone who knows someone who knows someone, or know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows the thing that you're looking to find out. Especially when you're starting out in a company, especially if it's a very big company, you can feel awkward and cringy about reaching out to people, particularly if they're quite a bit more senior than you, to ask them about something. Particularly at the beginning of your career, I know that it feels a bit awkward and like, toe curling to reach out to someone to ask them a question, but I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times they will genuinely want to help you, and if they don't, well, their loss. Especially in the discovery phase of an engagement, or actually thinking about it at any phase of an engagement, we're often under tight deadlines, so being able to know where to find and validate information quickly is absolutely invaluable. Look, you don't need an MBA or a business degree or an economics degree to succeed in consulting. Sure, they might teach you things that come up whilst you're doing your consulting career, but they are absolutely not prerequisites to joining consulting. I didn't have any of that when I started in consulting, and what I have found is that regardless of what engagement I'm on, what role I'm doing, what client I'm at, and I'm now finding what firm I'm at, those 3 key skills, if I have them nailed, then everything else I can work it out on the fly, because I can get the information I need from the client, I can articulate my own point of view back to the client, and I can quickly find and validate any additional information I need to support my hypothesis from my network or from Google or from any internal document repository. And the bottom line is, if you have just those 3 things, you can definitely succeed in consulting. So please, if you are seeing videos telling you that you need to sign up for this course or you need to do this degree, that's, in my personal opinion, complete rubbish. I have made a successful career in consulting with a pretty unconventional background, certainly no formal training, and no one's thrown a stapler in my face. So, can't all be bad. I hope you found this video useful. If you've got any tips or tricks that you want to share for other consultants in the comments, or any questions about consulting skills, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you found this video useful, feel free to give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.